Now, last month, Nigerians celebrated the triumph of our female national team, the Super Falcons, following their historic 10th Women's Africa Cup of Nations triumph in Morocco. Rewarding the female team's hard work, President Bola Tinubu announced a cash reward of $100,000 equivalent in Naira for each player, along with other bonuses, as a token of appreciation for their achievement. However, the Super Falcons captain and forward Rashida Ajibade has expressed frustration over the delay in the payment of promised allowances and bonuses to the team. Ajibade said the players had yet to receive the pledged equivalent of $100,000 and other entitlements, despite repeated assurances from the relevant authorities. The Super Falcons captain added that the players had been informed that the money had already been allocated, but insisted nothing had reached them just yet. Well, joining us on the show to respond to the statement by the Super Falcons captain about their delayed bonuses is Bukola Olopade, Director General of the National Sports Commission. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the program. Great to see you.
Good morning, audience. Always a pleasure.
Well, Zogu, you had the introduction. Rashidat Ajibade, captain of the Super Falcons, in a podcast with Chude, made the point that, yes, the president in July, it was in July, we are now in August, promised to give us $100,000 each, Naira equivalent, 3-bedroom flat, national honor of ON. In fact, our real name now is Rashidat Ajibade ON. But she said, whereas they've been told that the money has been allocated, they've not had anything. They've not received anything. Even their bonuses have not been paid. Match bonuses and other allowances not paid up to now. So we're back to square one, the same old story. So where is this money hiding? Is it in the Ministry of Finance? Is it the Sports Commission that is not doing what it's supposed to do? Please, just tell us. We need clarity on this. Because if we promise somebody $100,000 equivalent in Naira, that will raise hopes. How do we raise the hopes of these young ladies and then we dash their hopes again after what they have done for this country?
Thank you very much. I was joking with Aaron earlier on when I saw the advert that this was what I was coming to talk about. And I said to Aaron, you know what is funny about all of this is that when bank directors and MDs and shareholders, when they talk about their profits and dividends and sharing, nobody goes back to say, oh, have you been paid? I'm sure that also happens in other industries. But in sports, everybody wants to know how the remuneration of athletes are paid and when they are paid and whether they have it in their accounts or not. And that leaves a whole lot of pressure on the young sportsmen and women. But that was on a lighter note. On a more serious note, I doubt if Arise TV, a TV station that I believe is the last beacon of hope to rebrand Nigeria because of your reach and the beautiful programs that you churn out. I've spoken to Ajibade directly because I have in my phone messages between Ajibade and Malam Shehu Diko, the chairman of the Sports Commission, where she vehemently denied ever saying their bonuses have not been paid. I know authoritatively that all their bonuses, without going to the figures, have been paid. And I've confirmed from NFF, and I've confirmed from Ajibade that, but for maybe one or two whose account had issues with the CBN, all of their monies have been paid in terms of the bonuses. So to now say that Ajibade said they've not been paid, I don't think it's true. And we should not put the young woman in the predicament of denying or saying she said something that she didn't say, when in the real sense, the money is in their accounts and is with them. On the promise by Mr. President, look, listen, we need to stop playing politics and games with everything. Even my own daughter, when I make promises to her 2-3 weeks, she has to wait for me to go through the system and orchestrate the payment, and the payment will get to her. It will be paid. As of a few days ago, Madam Shehu Diko was still talking to the Minister for Housing. And I sat down with the gentleman who is in charge of the Renewed Hope Homes, and work has already started on how they will get their apartments in record time. Look, we are in a government that fulfills promises. But even from the point of view of the Sports Commission, a whole lot of things have changed. When we tell athletes A will be given, they get A. We don't play games with their remuneration. We don't play games with them going out for competitions. We are quick to say, this is what we can do. Go out and make the country proud. A lot of things have changed. Contrary to what you just said, that the same old story. Okay. It is the approach of confirming whether the story is true or not that we need to check.
Yes, absolutely. And I mean, that's why we're having this conversation with you, so that we can hear from the horse's mouth really what is transpiring. So I think what we'd like to know is, what's the pipeline? What are the timelines we're working with here? Because, in the past, you can't blame Nigerians. I don't think this issue is being politicized, but there has been overwhelming instances, majority of instances, when these pledges are made in various administrations. It's not tied to any one individual. There are either delays or total denials. So what is the timeline we're looking at? Fine, you say this is a lump sum of money, the apartments, there are some modalities and so forth. So is it in the next 1 month they will get it? Is it that it will come in tranches? And where is the money coming from? What's the source? Because you said the Minister of Housing, fine, we understand for the homes, but the money, where is it coming from?
Again, these are technicalities that you are asking me to start explaining on TV as to our remuneration of or promises made by Mr. President will be paid to athletes. The assurances I can give is that in record time, all of these rewards will be paid. In record time, the houses will be given to them. But let's go back to the issue of the bonuses that you clearly stated here, or through Mr. Abati, and even your intro, that the bonuses have not been paid. We deserve an apology for that, because it is wrong, it's a lie. Those bonuses were paid even before the final matches, to the tune of almost 30,000 each. Each player has been paid their bonuses before the final matches. And now it is out there that we've not paid those bonuses, which is a lie. First of all, let's address that and let's apologize to each other on the misconception
Ozogula, my brother.
That was thrown out
Ozogula, my brother. Ozogula, my brother. This is Rufai.
How are you?
We come a long way since my OGTV days.
My dear.
No be today. Since Worry days.
Even from Worry. Even from Worry.
Even from Worry days.
You had my father's 70th birthday.
That's it.
I still have the picture.
That day in Abeokuta. That's over 10 years ago now, right? About 10 years ago then.
More than 10 years.
More than 10 years ago.
16 years.
16 years ago. That's a good one. So good to see you again, sir. Real quickly. So
it's always a pleasure, my brother.
It's not that anybody, disputes the fact that President Tinubu is going to pay that money. What we are saying is we are putting a case forward because in the past, look at Westerhoff, for instance, and I want to thank you specially on air for intervening in the Westerhoff case. Since the day the promise was made, over 20 years after it was finally kept, the place was not even in a great condition. And Westerhoff says he wants to be coming to this country. And I see the great work you are doing at facilitating to give him a better place. And I commend you for that. So it's because of cases like that Westerhoff case, you get that a lot of people are talking. And that's why Vimba is asking, okay, let's have the timeline. At what month is he going to pay? It's not today people have made promises in the past. This is the first one President Tinubu is going to make. And we know he's going to keep it. Secondly, you're talking about apologies for bonus and everything. My brother, you yourself said with your own mouth that barring for one or two people that they had problems with their account in CBN. So maybe when those ones have been sorted, we'll now come back and talk about it again. Because all of them have not collected it. But you said it, that one or two. So as long one or two out of a team has not collected, let's put the apology aside. The most important question I want to ask you is this, my brother. The federation elections, let's go to that. How are they going to be structured? What are they going to do for development of sports? Because we need to get it on.
Rufai, thank you very much for your kind words. I believe we should absolutely concentrate on the positives. Since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came up with the commission, a whole lot of positives have been achieved. And I believe strongly that what people should look at is the propensity of Malam Shehu Diko, the chairman of the Sports Commission, and the propensity of Bukola Olopade, the DG, to do things the right way. And it's a combined 60 years in sports of doing things the right way. Malam Shehu Diko has spent 30 years administering sports and getting it right, making promises and keeping those promises. Ditto myself, I was Commissioner for Youth and Sport in Ogun State. Never did you hear any of those complaints. But I ran a very successful sports management business where I was called upon to do this. Never did you, and we were, at Nilayo Sports, we were handling issues that had to do with international runners. And we never did you hear any of these complaints of people not getting paid. Or if it takes time, there'll be a reason, but it will be paid. And I believe strongly that because we've been able to show, even the president himself has been able to show that when he makes promises, he keeps them from day one. I believe that is enough for us to accept that whatever the president has promises made, they will be paid in record time. That is all I can tell you. But with regards to the federation elections, one of the things that we have started doing is to ensure that nobody is disenfranchised, broaden the scope so that more people can come into playing their role in federation administration. And I think it's working. You look at the AFN election, it was seamless, it was smooth. And to God be the glory, they've started operating. Tomorrow we're having the weightlifting election. Again, we are to advise the Weightlifting Federation to postpone until tomorrow so that people who felt disenfranchised were given the opportunity to be part of it. We did the same thing with boxing yesterday. Boxing had asked people to go and get forms in 2-3 days. And I got back, from the meeting with the Commonwealth Games Committee, back to office immediately from the airport. And I said, you cannot do that. You must give ample time for all stakeholders who are interested in becoming members of the Boxing Federation to be part of it. So we advised. Because our job is to advise and not to impose, so that they don't say we're interfering. Luckily for us, when we advise the Federation, we advise the Secretariat, they agreed with us, and immediately they released the information that it will be postponed for 3 weeks. For us, our strategy is very simple.
On that note,
let people who are passionate about sports come on board. Let people who are serious-minded, people who can share the vision of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with sports and what we want to do with sports, creating a sports economy ecosystem that works for all, and obviously creating a podium stand for us in the final analysis. And those are the kind of people we are looking for.
On that note, thank you very much, Bukola Olopade, Director General of the National Sports
Thank you very much.